For Sean Worley today, the Player of the Month for January. It's difficult to not say the same thing over and over again about his incredible longevity, but just how good has he been in 2025 so far?
Well, this season we seem to be saying it every week, don't we? As you say, he's been unbelievable for us. Week in, week out, the standard as he sets is unbelievable for him, for us, and for the players around him. And for him to get it, it's fully deserved, I think.
It's incredibly difficult for players to be consistent and perform consistently at any level. For him to do it week in, week out, with all that experience, at an age when many players have retired, it's remarkable, isn't it?
It is, Dan. He's 37 years of age, he's fit as a fiddle. He's playing in a team that's in the bottom half of the table, so just to get that alone, being in a team that's bottom half, is incredible. So I'm absolutely made up for him and thoroughly deserves it for the hard work he puts in every week.
The thing that really struck me was that all the other players in the changing room were involved and wanted to have their picture taken with him, and kind of sometimes when a manager wins the Manager of the Month, all the coaching staff are on the picture kind of thing. It kind of felt like everybody was included in that. Is that quite important to you?
I think so. You see how tight the changing room is. You should have seen it yesterday, Dan. I don't think you were there when he got the award. All the players around, they were all singing his name in the changing room. It was brilliant. It was a little bit emotional, to be honest, and I was just made up for him, and it just showed how tight the team is, and the squad and all the staff are made up for him, everyone around the club.
Is this an easy group of players to integrate new faces into? I know you signed some in January, you brought another player in from Southampton on deadline day in Joe O'Brien-Whitmarsh. Is it quite a welcoming group of players?
Yeah, because we've got good senior pros. I think that's what you need. You need good around to, when they come in, to look after them, to bed them in, to give them a hard time when they need it. And we've got a really good core of senior pros, so the change room's a really good place to be.
Just on O'Brien-Whitmarsh, bit of a revolving door going with Southampton. Zacco, of course, has had to go back, but he's come in. What's he bringing? What kind of midfield player is he? Well,
firstly, I'd like to say about Zach. Zach coming in, Zach was absolutely brilliant for us. We were absolutely gutted to lose him. Obviously, he got a bad injury. Speedy recovery for him from all the club. Yeah, and now Joe's coming in his place, and he's an attacking midfielder. He's playing a 10 or an 8 or even a 6. He played a 6 today in training, and he looks really comfortable on the ball. I forgot he played the other day in a bounce game, he scored a goal. I for goal. It's just what we need, I think, forward runner.
Do you feel like you've got competition in lots of areas now? Because you've signed forward players, you've signed centre halves, you've signed midfield players.
Well, that's the aim of what we're trying to do. Me and John, we're trying to get 2 players, good players in every position, and we're nearly there now. And you've got to be on the game now to play week in, week out in this team, because there's competition for places all over the pitch. And you can see the lads now fear for the place, because, you know, if they don't play well, they'll be out the team.
How much has it been difficult this week to not have the opportunity to try and bounce back straight away? I know how frustrated you were at Port Vale. Has time on the training pitch been beneficial?
It is, as you say, we've got new players, haven't we? So it's good to see them as well and get them to mix in with the lads. And we've had a really good week this week. We've worked on tomorrow's game. We've got a plan to go into it, and hopefully we get the 3 points tomorrow.
We sat here last week and talked about Port Vale and how one game had stayed with you and you wanted to try and put it right. Yeah. Is Wimbledon a bit of a similar scenario?
I didn't want to say that, but yeah, it is actually. We're 2-0 up. That's probably one of our best away performances this season. We're 2-0 up, cruising, caught them on the counter-attack many times, could have scored more goals, and we sort of give them 2 goals late on, 2-2 to get away with it, but it is what it is. Before the game we would have took a point, but we really disappointed after the game because we were winning 2-0, and we'll have to get that right tomorrow.
You clearly can't affect what happened in the past, but you can affect what's in front of you. Is it important that you're on it from the first minute in this game tomorrow?
Well, that's what we spoke about this morning. We said, right, as soon as that whistle goes, we've got to be right in their face, we've got to be on our front foot, getting forward, creating chances, crossing the ball. We've got to be all of that, Dan. Everything that we say every week, we have really got to be on our ball, on our game tomorrow,
Another one of those teams that are up there kind of in contention for those playoff places, for the promotion out of this division. How are they different? What different challenges do they pose to Port Vale last week?
They're a very good team. I'd say they're a very good team. We've looked at them quite a lot. They're very, very big and strong and functional. They work really well at what they do. Their game plan, their game, stay in the game as long as they can, and they seem to score goals. They've got good forwards, good threat going forward, and they're very dangerous on set pieces. So we'll be right on it tomorrow.
I know how pleased you were in the Cheltenham game with the physicality, the battling qualities that your team showed. Is this going to be another one of those days where you need that?
I think so, but there'll be a little bit more football. I think they'll be very similar. They'll be very, very direct, as I said, and the very big side. But we've got good height now, and this morning we've done set pieces, and I was looking around, we've got some big lads in our team now, so it'll be the same for them. It will be a battle, but we want to get the ball down and play a little bit more than we did against Cheltenham. But sometimes it's hard on a pitch that's very quick. It's very hard.
How much attention do you pay to the league situation at the moment? Obviously you know that the points clear at the bottom two, but that changes from week to week, from game to game. Sometimes you don't play and teams around you get points. Do you put any emphasis on that, or is it still a position where you just concentrate on what you're doing yourselves?
Then some people say they don't. I will look at it every 10 minutes. I look at it, see if it changes every 10 minutes. Honestly, I stare at that table all the time. I want to be away from the bottom. I really do. And the points that we've dropped this season, we're all disappointed in that. But as you say, we can't control the past. We have to kick on for the future now and get as many points as we can from now till the end of the season and get away from that drop zone.
Do you think you've got an idea of how many points you'll need to make sure you're going to be playing league football next season? Is there a target in mind?
The reason's not. Dan, if you look at last year, I think it was 42 points, 44 points that the teams went down with. So you've got to get around that, if not to 50 points, I think. 50 points, that's guaranteed to stay up. So I think that's our aim, get to 50 points. But we want to go past that. We want to be positive. We want to kick on and get as close to that playoffs as possible. If we play the way we can, week in, week out, and create chances like we have been in the past, we'll be fine.
And how much do you feel like in the last month, 2025 basically, the team has shown what they're capable of?
We're not quite there yet, Dan, but you can see every week we're improving, and they can see how we want to play and the intensity and the hard work that we have to do to win games, because we have got some great results away from home, and we have to do that every week. We have to be consistent. That's the word, Dan, consistent.
And I just wanted to ask about the sort of situation with the coaching. You're here speaking to us again, Ged, and we appreciate that.
Yeah.
How much of you guys on the coaching staff, I know Lee Camp has been helping you out, you've got Carlo Nash with you, the goalkeeping coach. While John Doolan has been absent, for reasons we don't need to go over again, how much has this been a team effort, and how important is it to you guys to have him around? Even
when John's here, it's a team effort. They're all there in the background all the time. Carlo, Campy, Scholesy, George, everyone, we're all there together. Obviously missing the gaffer, which is a massive loss for us, but he's back in and around the place at the minute, so it's great to see him. And he'll take as long as he needs to get it right, and whatever it is, we'll stand by him.
Has it been a lift? Has it been a lift though to have him just back in and around the place?
It has, yeah. You see the players, they're all made up to see him, and you can see him. It's making him feel a bit better, and that's the main thing. And as I said, whatever he needs, we'll be there for.